Hi,
Idina, hello.
how are you?
I'm okay. I know it must be late, but can I just tell you what a pleasure it is to speak with you? I'm actually in Seoul at a news lab, and I said, Idina Menzel, of course we must talk to her. Um, I can I just uh,
Yeah, thank
uh,
you for doing this.
well, let me throw you have your career has spanned on it looks like defying the status quo, the characters that have catapulted you to international fame, Defying Gravity, Let It Go. These are all women who have the theme of pushing back against what people want you to do. What drew you to these characters, and how do you connect with these themes?
Yeah, I like how you described it. I don't know what happened, the chicken or the egg. If I was drawn to these characters or these characters found me. I just know that I feel incredibly lucky to have these characters and these projects that I've been involved with as these wonderful reminders to, for myself. And when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling like, that my power is too much, or that I'm going to alienate people around me, I'm reminded of how important it is to embrace that thing in us that sets us apart, that makes us unique and different, and to really celebrate that.
Despite what society say, because what I loved about both Elphaba and Elsa is, in many ways, Elphaba was the wicked witch of the West, but you turned her into a completely empathetic, a figure who was the good one.
I mean, it's so often we judge people, before we really get to know who they are, and often it's the people that are really ostracized and isolated in their lives that are made fun of, ridiculed. That there's a reason why. I tell my son this all the time. There's a reason why someone might be, not treating you well, and that's because they haven't been treated well themselves. So it's important for us to always sort of look beyond what we see and try to have an empathy and understanding for someone's journey and what they've experienced in their lives.
Is there power that comes out of isolation? I guess this leads to, do you have advice? You say you tell your son advice on the other side. How do you handle disappointment? How is there power in isolation?
I mean, these are all things that build your character and make you have a thicker skin. I feel like the gift and the curse of what we do as performers is that we have to put ourselves out there in order to be really good and really powerful. We have to put ourselves out there and take risks and remain vulnerable. And sometimes we may falter and we may come up short, and other times we can fail and soar. And that's just the gamble that we have to take in order to be really good.
Again, your career has given a lot of your fans great hope that you can come from outside. You were one of the few to cross from Broadway to mainstream, something that didn't seem possible. Certainly after Rent, it looked like the what you were doing, when it seemed like you were following what you were supposed to do as a pop star, you didn't hit the kind of fame you have
Mm-hmm.
now. Is it easier today to cross from Broadway to mainstream?
It's a good question. I don't know if it's easier. I think I've just got lucky with a great song and great character, a song that's both mainstream and theatrical. And I don't know. It's hard for me to understand myself. It broke so many rules, and for so many years, like you said, it never happened for me. And when I finally stopped trying to figure it out and make sense of it all, I turned around and all of a sudden I had this song from a Disney movie that was playing on the radio. So I don't even. I've tried to figure it out, but it's really hard for me. I think social media has something to do with it. I think the idea that these kids are listening or watching an animated character, but also maybe their parents who are from generations that grew up with Wicked or Rent maybe say to them, well, this is the girl behind that voice, and then they can watch it on YouTube. Something of the confluence of all of those events has made it possible for me. I'm not quite sure, but I feel very lucky.
I have to tell you that when I decided, so I'm a traditional broadcast journalist, when I decided to shift out to leave my job, the song I had on loop was Defying Gravity. That's why I was like, any chance I will talk to her. Broadway and Hollywood, are there the roles for women in both of these? What are are there advantages to either one for a woman who is looking for powerful women roles?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's as many out there as there should be. I mean, I'm not complaining because I've had some wonderful roles, but, it is hard to come by. I think we have to keep trying to put pressure on the writers
Yeah.
and the producers to know that these stories about women are stories that obviously want to be told and want to be heard, and something like Wicked or Frozen that are about actually two strong women characters are extremely commercial, and they're not just niche, women centric, female centric projects. They obviously are so successful because they appeal to a wide demographic, and the more that people in the business understand that, perhaps the more they'll put money behind those stories.
A world tour. Is there a
Huh?
difference in the different cultures that you're going to talk to sing for?
Yeah. All I've ever wanted to do was be able to get to a point in my life where I could go out and play music and make a living, and to be able to go into all of these new territories and countries, some of which I've never been to in my life, like the Philippines, and to think that there's a fan base and that I have friends there, that I have a support system is just, it's just beyond anything I could have imagined.
You have a great base in the Philippines. Please invite
Sure.
them. Your expectations about what to expect in Manila, what you see, you'll find. And then please invite the people who want to hear Idina Menzel.
Well, I've always gotten the gist that there were great fans in the Philippines, whether it be outside the stage door here in New York and people saying, please come to the Philippines, or on social media, whatever it is, or fan mail. I've always felt the love and always wanted to come visit, and it took a little bit of knocking down the right doors with the right promoters, but I'm so excited to go there, and they've always had a great understanding of musical theater and sophistication as an audience, and so it's just going to be just wonderful to finally get there.
We're looking forward to seeing you here. This is fantastic. Thank you. I normally interview
Thank you. I can't
terrorists.
wait to see you.